What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Money's Funko Pops. I'm, of course, Money, and today we are going to be diving into the third and the unfortunate final day of San Diego Comic-Con Funko reveals for 2020. And this is a day late because I had some really bad pork dumplings from the Chinese restaurant across the street, and I was just completely incapacitated for 24 hours, so this video was delayed a day just so I could do what my body needed to do, and we'll kind of just leave it right at that. But that's right, guys, today we're going to be talking about the third and final day of San Diego Comic-Con reveals. This is, of course, different than the setup for the previous two videos. You know, first and foremost, I had Danny with me for the first two parts, but she has a lot of work going on right now, so she's going ahead and taking care of that while I stand here and talk to you guys about the third day of reveals. So the first Marvel pop that we get is actually the only MCU one, which is kind of surprising in my personal opinion. We're going to get Stan Lee in his Iron Man 1 cameo. I love the box. It looks so great. I love how it says Iron Man across the top of it, because this is actually the first Iron Man pop that has an Iron Man, you know, the original movie box on it, which I think is just so awesome. I love it. I love that they're going back and doing more Stan Lee cameos from some of these first and second phase Marvel movies, which I am totally on board with. And there was a rumor that we're going to be getting a Civil War one as well, which could be going to New York Comic Con, but we'll talk about all of that later on. So the next Marvel reveal brought us a dark Captain Marvel and a 10-inch zombie thing. Now, this zombie set is something that fans have been asking for pretty much forever. Fans wanted this zombie set. It was delivered to us during New York Toy Fair, then it was delayed because of the virus, and now it looks like it's going to be coming back a little bit later in the year rather than its initial summer launch that it was planned. But since San Diego Comic-Con pops are planned far off in advance, I assume that this thing was put into production maybe a little bit earlier than those other ones were meant to, which is why we're getting this 10-inch thing, and it looks awesome. Personally, for me, I really don't think that the 10-inch thing is the way to go with it. I would have rather have been a regular sized pop, just like the rest of the Marvel pops. And yeah, I get it, the thing is of course bigger than other superheroes in the Marvel canon, but I don't know, it just kind of seems like a big extreme jump to go from a regular sized 4-inch pop all the way up to a 10-inch, but then again, that's just me. I see everyone's going crazy for this thing. As for this Dark Captain Marvel, I really don't know much about the context of the backstory of this pop. I know that it looks pretty cool, and I know that it is going to be shared with Amazon. And this 10-inch thing that we just talked about is going to be going to GameStop. The final two Marvel reveals that we have here are Wade Wilson as Weapon X, and then we also have Nightcrawler, which is kind of like in the middle of, like he's partially translucent because he's moving through the smoke. I saw pictures of these guys go up. I believe it was on like some news site was posting pictures of these, and then, you know, the Marty McFly that we'll get into later on. And the Wade Wilson one kind of looked a little off to me in those pictures. In the glams, it looks outstanding. I love what a niche moment and what an awesome character this is, but the product didn't really look all that great to me, so it's going to be interesting to me to see what it looks like actually in person once people start picking these up in stores, and it's Walgreens, of course, so good luck, everybody. And then this Nightcrawler looks awesome. This is actually one that I'm considering getting. It's kind of like lower on my want list because I try and stick specifically to the MCU Marvel, but this one might actually have me go out and get this thing, even though it isn't, of course, in the MCU because of how awesome it looks. So the next reveal is actually Harry Potter from the Tri-Wizards Tournament. Is that right? That could be wrong. Drop a comment down below if I'm wrong. Keep this between us, but I've only seen Harry Potter all the way through one time, and that was only like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago-ish. I saw Harry Potter for the first time. It's not for me. I'm not a big Harry Potter person. Danny is definitely more into Harry Potter than I am. She's got a huge Harry Potter collection, but even for her, she said that this Harry Potter wasn't anything that she was really all that interested in. And this is actually the first time since San Diego Comic-Con 2016, when that Harry Potter franchise first started for Funko, that a Harry Potter Comic-Con exclusive is not going to Barnes & Noble. I know there's been exceptions in the past, for example, where Luna has gone to Hot Topic, but even that year you had Harry on the Broom going to Barnes & Noble. During 2018 San Diego Comic-Con, you had Glow-in-the-Dark Moaning Myrtle go to Hot Topic. Then the Glow-in-the-Dark Nearly Headless Nick went to Barnes & Noble. So this is the first year that there's no Barnes & Noble Harry Potter exclusives, and actually no Barnes & Noble exclusives at all. And that's actually going to be a topic that I talk about in a later upload when I kind of talk about San Diego Comic-Con 2020 and how the catalog is smaller and how people are freaking out about it, and there's just a lot of weird things going on, and I want to really sit down and analyze all of that. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on that video essay when it goes live in a couple weeks from now. So So the next one we have here is Jay and Silent Bob Reboot Iron Bob. And I have my laptop here so that I can, you know, really squint in there and read what it says. I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have no idea what I'm looking at. I know that this is going to be shared with FYE, just like the New York Comic Con Bluntman and Chronic 2-pack was. And again, I didn't know what that was either, but I had picked up a couple of them for a few friends in the Funko community, and people were really after these Jay and Silent Bob Pops, and I'm really not sure what they're from, not really sure the context on these, but this pop looks really nice. I love all of the little scratch marks and the detail in the pop, the little kind of like arc reactor-esque thing that they have going on in the middle of his chest looks really nice. Next up, we have one that is very high on my want list. We get Wallace with phone from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I am a huge Scott Pilgrim fan. I have the entire set. I started collecting it back with SDCC 2016, and over the years it's took me on this incredible journey of getting all of these different Comic-Con pops, you know, because most of the set is Comic-Con only. So it's been a fun ride getting all of these things, and it's been a full year since the last pop release with the Vegan Police 2-pack, which was again shared with the Funko shop. So this is the regular red box that we've gotten for every single Scott Pilgrim release so far, and it's been uniform across the board on all of these pops. And now they're going to be changing the box to make it look more orange and more vibrant, and that's really going to stress me out because every set I seem to collect, they change the box art in some way or another. Scooby-Doo, they changed the box art. The Office, they changed the box art and then went back to the original box art mid-set. Who the fuck knows what's going on with that? So Scott Pilgrim getting a new box art is actually interesting for two different reasons. Number one, why change it in the middle of a set? And number two, does that mean that we're going to be seeing more Scott Pilgrim pops going forward? And could it be possible that we'll be getting another common Scott Pilgrim wave? Because we haven't seen a common Scott Pilgrim release since the initial 3 of Scott, Ramona, and Knives. So I'm in it. I've been waiting for more Scott Pilgrim pops. I know there was a rumored Kim Pine that was going to launch with Wallace with the phone, but again, we're going to save that for a future upload. Here's one that a lot of people have been really upset with, and that is Marty McFly checking the watch. In my opinion, this pop is a complete waste of time. It's just a waste of space on shelves. It's going to be shared with Walmart, which is probably going to be pretty easy to get. I imagine that this is going to be like, you know, tied with Ripley from Fortnite in terms of popularity, and that Recyclops Dwight going to Walmart is the one that everyone's going to try and be after. But this thing really isn't all that special in my opinion. They're doing a brand new Back to the Future wave with a whole bunch of Martys, and this one really doesn't stand out, and this figure really isn't anything special. I imagine that this is going to be a shelf warmer. It's not going to go for a lot of money, so if you're trying to get after this thing, I imagine you're going to have a very easy time doing it. Then we get Critical Role Vex with Broom, and I don't know what this is either. I believe Critical Role is a board game that I've never heard of before. So if it's something that you guys think I should be checking out, make sure you drop a comment down below. And one really interesting thing about this pop in general is that it's actually going to be shared with Best Buy. And to the best of my knowledge, I can't remember there ever being a Comic-Con exclusive going to Best Buy, which is pretty interesting if you'd ask me. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle a Comic-Con release. And then the last reveal for San Diego Comic-Con 2020 is probably, this is not a joke by the way, is probably the anchor of this reveal and probably one of the things that I'm most excited for. We're getting Anchorman Pops finally, and the entire set is going to be exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con. Now, I am a huge Anchorman fan. I don't know if I'm going to be getting every single Ron Burgundy, but I'm going to be going after at least one of them. I don't know which one yet, but they all look pretty awesome, and I'm really excited for this set. Anchorman Pops have been something that fans have been asking for quite some time, I'd say. It's a movie that a lot of people loved. It's an early 2000s movie that a lot of people grew up with, and I'm one of those people, and I'm really excited for this set. It is definitely higher up-ish on my want list. Now, in a very similar manner, this is going to be just like the Big Bang Theory set from last year's San Diego Comic-Con, where you had 5 of these things all going to the same retailer, except this time this retailer is going to be the Funko shop and be completely online only in the morning of the con. We still don't know which day these are going to be going live. We have people reporting that it's going to be Wednesday morning this year instead of Thursday or Friday like it usually is. But honestly, my money is on the Friday. It's been the Friday for some time now. It used to be Thursday, then got pushed back a day, and that's where my money is placed. So I'm really thinking that it's going to be the 24th of July that these things go live. And that's it, guys. Those are all of the San Diego Comic-Con reveals, a total of 43 pops this year. Definitely less than any previous Comic-Con, and I think we all know why that is. Due to the pandemic, due to the coronavirus, there's been a lot of cuts across the board. And like I said a couple times throughout this video, I plan on doing a YouTube video essay here on the channel discussing how I think the coronavirus factored into Funko's time at San Diego Comic-Con 2020 this year, with all sorts of different things, like there being no Barnes & Noble exclusives. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that video essay when it goes live in a couple weeks. And I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments which pop reveal from San Diego Comic-Con was your favorite. Which is the one item on this list that you know that you absolutely need to have? For me, it's got to be the Flocked Vulpix and Mewtwo, just to keep my Pokemon set at 100, and then also Wallace going to the Funko shop because I love Scott Pilgrim, one of my favorite movies, and it is one of my favorite sets to collect. So those are the 3 items that I am most certainly after this year for San Diego Comic-Con 2020. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I absolutely appreciate your support, and I will be seeing you soon. What's up, guys? Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content that I post here to the channel. Down below me, there are 2 different videos. You have my suggestion, which is the video that I suggest you watch, or you can click next video, which will take you to a video very similar to the one that you just watched. So thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you soon.